Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's stop the chat so that we can focus on the training. Thank you. This is our agenda for today's session. We will be practicing DevOps tools on AWS Cloud Platform. I hope most of you know AWS, but there are many participants who are completely jumping into DevOps. Keeping their point of view, in today's session, I'll be showing you how to create a new AWS account. I'll be showing you how to create a new AWS account. Not only just creating an AWS account, the prerequisite for DevOps. Friends, the prerequisites of DevOps is that we should be good in basics of Linux. So we'll be creating Linux machine on AWS. We'll also learn how can we connect to the Linux machine, and we start working on Linux commands. That's our plan for our today's session. That's our plan for today's session. So we will be starting practicals of Linux. The only prerequisite for DevOps is that you should be good in basics of Linux. You should be good in basics of Linux. So that's what we are planning to start in today's session. So let's learn how to create a new AWS account. So as usual, before jumping into the concepts, let's have a quick discussion with few of our participants. Let's have a human interaction, starting with Ranjit, waiting for many time. Ranjit Mamidi, good evening. Can you hear me? You are allowed to unmute now. Yeah, thank you, Ranjit. Welcome to the session.
Good evening, Sunil.
Good evening. Yes, your question, please.
I think I clicked the raise hand by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Srinivas Rao, welcome to the session. How are you feeling?
Yes, good, sir.
Thank you for joining. Yes, your question, please.
No, sir.
No questions. If you're not having any questions, please do not raise your hand. If you're not having any questions, please do not raise your hand. Nandakishore, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining. Yes, your question, please.
Yeah, coming to Linux, only basics are enough, or we have to go, somewhat deep?
The basics of Linux is enough.
Yeah, okay, sir. And thank you for the valuable session. And I'm also a part in AWS session. It's
Okay. Thank you.
very good, and going well, sir, every day.
Thank you. So please also, both the skills are very important. Please focus on AWS DevOps also. Okay, Nanda?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
you.
Thank you for the valuable time.
Thank you. Ayuk, good evening. How are you doing? Matthew, you are allowed to unmute yourself now. Any questions, Matthew? Okay. Hi, Mahesh. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi, Sunil.
Hi, Mahesh. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your session.
Thank you, Matthew.
I'm a background of network engineer. Okay, I'm managing switches, routers like that.
Okay, very good.
Implementing a project, but how it helps actually?
Okay, so Matthew, you are.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Matt or not?
Yes.
Mahesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to triple. Hello, sir.
I think someone is making.
Yes, Mahesh. How many years of experience you're having in networking?
I have 10 years of experience.
Okay. First point, we cannot get into developer role, isn't it, Mahesh? Because your previous experience is completely into managing infrastructure, isn't it?
Correct, exactly.
So if you want to leverage your skills, okay, either you can upgrade to the latest technologies in your networking tools, okay, or get into DevOps, okay. And so I strongly recommend DevOps is also a right approach. Okay, in case if you want to leverage your skills and change your platform, it's always good. DevOps is the right course for you.
Okay, but how even that I need to means completely I'm changing, or you here also
It's not a
router-
complete. It's not a complete. Here also you'll involved in configuration management. Okay.
Correct.
Let's say Mahesh, very big clients. Okay.
Okay.
Very big clients will have thousands of instances, isn't it, Mahesh? Okay.
Yes,
Working on cloud. Let's say you want to do some configurations on all the instances. Manually doing on all instances is very time consuming and next to impossible, isn't it, Mahesh? So you have to
Yes.
depend on these tools. So you have some tools in DevOps called as configuration management tool. I hope you have heard about Ansible. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So using that Ansible, you can quickly perform the configurations as per the client's requirements. At the same time, infrastructure provisioning tools or called Docker, orchestration tool to avoid the downtime. So these are all your responsibilities. You're not completely shifting from networking to a different altogether a new platform. It is something related to your experience, Mahesh. Okay. You'll understand once we get into the actual subject.
But in company, they will in our company, they will say, okay, we are moving to one of the clients, whatever I'm managing and all. They started moving to cloud. That means,
okay. Which cloud they're moving to?
Also, they will data center to there.
Please repeat your question.
No, see, in many companies, they are migrating to cloud, right?
Yes.
That means they will shift the data center to cloud,
to
right?
Cloud. Yes, you are right. Exactly right. On premises, there will be no on premises. They'll be shifting to cloud.
Means servers and all, okay, Linux you will support. So if we
switches, routing, everything can be possible in cloud.
That also moving to cloud.
Everything is cloud. Yeah.
Yeah, but how you will configure the switch in cloud like that? It will come under AWS.
AWS. It's all about cloud configuration.
But you are not taking means that is you are not covering, or in AWS you are covering.
In AWS, I'm covering. This is not AWS course.
No, AWS, I'm there. I'm also there in the AWS.
Yeah, that is covering. We have still in S3, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. In coming services, we'll discuss that.
Yes, thank you. That's all.
Okay, Mahesh. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for your.
Yeah, Sunil, this is Kishore. One doubt. Yeah, whatever you're teaching, we have to first. We have to first be strong in this, and after that, we have to learn any other apart from your
AWS
tools.
and DevOps is enough. Okay.
I mean, not that only in AWS and DevOps. What are the services you are covering? We have to first be strong in that. After that, we have to learn anything, or this is the enough. We have to master
this is enough. This is enough.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you. Okay. One last question before jumping into the today's topic. Sabarish.
Hello, hi sir.
Hello Sabarish, how are you doing?
I was trying to talk to you for a long time.
Okay.
Just now got the chance.
Happy to talk to you. Yes, your question.
Yes, sir. I'm presently studying in 12th standard. I just completed my 12th.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I'm very interested in this stuff. I just wanted to know that now I'm learning AWS.
Do you know one of our previous batch,
yes,
a woman having 8 years of experience in IT industry, her daughter is also joined for AWS and DevOps. Okay. And her daughter is 9th standard. Okay. So it's all about technology. How
it's all because of you also, sir, because the way of teaching is good. That's why we are interested to learn.
Okay, thank you. And it's all about how exactly you are grasping the right approach of learning, understanding the technology is very, very important, Sabarish. I hope you will enjoy this learning experience also.
Yeah, I've also shared this with a lot of my friends who are also in this meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, my question which I wanted to ask you was like, just now I have completed 12th and I'm joining a college. So this DevOps and AWS, will it is there any age barrier for
there's no age barrier?
No.
First of all, you have to complete your graduation before thinking about a job, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's my question, sir.
Okay,
yeah,
so don't worry. It's a long way for you.
And just an opinion I wanted to know is in this generation, which do you think is a good course for students like us to prefer?
Every technology is good. I cannot comment on other technologies. You have to master one technology and get into the industry.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I know many participants are directly learning DevOps without having exposure towards AWS. That's not a problem. Okay, so let's learn how to create a new AWS account. I hope few of you already know this. You have to bear with me for first half an hour because there's something new we'll be learning in the next half an hour. Let's learn how to create a new AWS account. Why should we create a new AWS account? Point one. Why should we create a new AWS account? What is AWS? AWS is a cloud platform. Don't worry about that. You'll eventually understand what is AWS. You have to create an AWS account. Why should we create an AWS account? You have to create an AWS because all the DevOps tools what you'll be learning. Yesterday we have seen a list of tools which are covered as part of a training course. All the tools which are covering, which we are learning as part of DevOps course will be installed, implemented, configured on AWS Cloud. We are learning all the tools on AWS Cloud Platform. So you have to have an AWS account. You have the access to AWS account. So if you want to work with AWS Cloud, you need to create an AWS account. So let's proceed. Let's proceed how to create a new AWS account. Let's proceed how to create a new AWS account. The URL is aws.amazon.com. Is the URL. You need to sign up for your AWS account. If you want to create an AWS account, you have to have 3 details with you. To create a new AWS account, you have to have 3 details with you. Number 1, you need to have your email address. Pretty simple. All of us are having an email address. That's not a problem. You need to have a mobile number. Very good. We all have a mobile number. No doubt on that. In case if you are having 2 mobile numbers, please use a mobile number which is linked to your bank account. If you're maintaining 2 mobile numbers, if you're maintaining 2 SIM cards, please use the mobile number which is linked to your bank account. Next, what you need is a debit card. Credit card may be difficult, but debit card is pretty easy. Whenever you open an account, you get a debit card. These are the 3 details you should have in your hand before creating a new AWS account, because we'll be furnishing all these 3 details when you're creating a new AWS account. As we all have email addresses, as we all have mobile numbers, we also have debit cards with us. As you have all the prerequisites, let's go ahead and create a new AWS account. I will be showing you how to create a new AWS account just in 10 minutes. We can go ahead and create a new AWS account. Okay, 2 things you need to keep in mind. RuPay card will not work. Debit card, Visa card, MasterCard will work. RuPay card will not work. If you're having a RuPay card, please do not use RuPay card. Please use MasterCard. If you're not having MasterCard, you can use a card of others, your parents or whoever it is, your family members. Need not be your debit card. One debit card should be linked to your AWS account. RuPay card does not work. Okay. Next, point number 2. Your debit card should be enabled for international transactions. By default, when you get a debit card, that will be disabled for international transactions. You need to talk to the customer care of your bank, and you have to enable your debit card for international transactions. By default, it will be disabled. Yes, I get many messages saying that I'm unable to create a new AWS account because this is a problem. You may be using a RuPay card that will not work, and your card should be enabled for international transactions. Please make sure, talk to your banker and make sure that it is enabled for international transactions, and use that particular card in creating a new AWS account. As you have the details which are required for creating a new AWS account, let's go ahead and create a new AWS account. What is the URL? What is the URL? Yes, you are right, aws.amazon.com. Let's go ahead and log into AWS. Sign up for AWS. aws.amazon.com. This is a AWS cloud platform. I already have an AWS account, friends. I already have an AWS account. So I can happily log in, sign in. Login. What are the login details? You need your email address and password. This is my email address. I logged in. I already have an AWS account. I logged into my AWS. Whenever you log into AWS, the first page, landing page, is called as AWS Management Console. I have successfully logged into my AWS account, and AWS is a cloud platform which is a collection of services. These are the services what AWS provides. You can select any of the service and start working with AWS Cloud. That's fine. I am able to successfully log in because I have an AWS account. If you're not having an AWS account, what you have to do, you have to sign up. As mentioned, the URL is aws.amazon.com. sign in if you already have an account. I already have an account, I can easily sign in. But if you want to create a new account, here we have an option of creating a new AWS account. I hope you are following. This session is recorded. You can use this recording for your reference, friends. Create a new AWS account. Furnish your email address, the login password, provide your AWS account name. It's a step 5. It's a 5-step process. As you can see, it's a 5-step process. I already have taken a screenshot of each and every step. Okay. I already have taken a screenshot of each and every step. That screenshot will be used. I'll be sharing that screenshot for you as a reference. Using this screenshot, you can go ahead and create a new AWS account. I have prepared a document which helps you to create a new AWS account. Look at this. Step-by-step approach. Step 1, I have clearly mentioned a document. I have clearly prepared a document. I'll be sharing this document for your quick reference. Using this document, you can go ahead and create a new AWS account. The URL is, as you know, aws.amazon.com. Step 1, you need to log into this URL. You have to sign up for AWS. What you need to do? Enter your email address. So this is mentioned in step 1. As mentioned, the first step you need to provide is your email address. Step 1, you provide your email address, and you should also provide your login password. Enter your AWS account name, any name you can select, enter it. Next. Step 1, furnish your email address and login password. Step 2, AWS provides 2 types of accounts. As you can see in the slide, AWS provides 2 types of accounts, professional account and a personal account. You are creating AWS account for your personal use. You are creating an AWS account for your personal use. So that's the reason, please select it as personal. Provide your name, provide your mobile number, the right mobile number, provide the right country. I have seen some participants entering India mobile number, country as US. You have to provide the right country and provide the right address. See, I'm providing the details. Next. So personal account, phone number, you have mobile, you have mentioned in step 2. Step 2, you have entered your mobile number, scroll down. Step 3, payment information. You need to link your debit card to your account. That debit card details, you should mention it in step 3. Clear? I hope you are very clear. I hope I'm very clear in explaining the step-by-step process. Provide your debit card, expiration date, provide your card holder name. Look at this. Look at the way I'm providing my debit card details and all my I'm providing the need details. And I don't need to furnish my plan. So I mention it as no, verify and add. It will verify the debit card which you have entered is correct or not by deducting 2 rupees from your bank account. It will the AWS will check whether the debit card which you have provided is correct or not by deducting 2 rupees from your bank account. You get an OTP, provide the OTP and verify whether verify your debit card. Next. Enter your mobile number one more time. Second time. We already have provided mobile number in step 2. You need to repeat mobile number in step again. This after verifying the debit card, you get one more OTP to verify whether the mobile number what you have provided is correct or not. First OTP to verify the debit card, second OTP to verify whether the mobile number what you have provided is correct or not. You get an SMS, provide the OTP. Okay, you get a verification code, verify your email mobile number. AWS provides 3 types of plans. AWS provides 3 types of plans: basic plan, developer plan, and business plan. And very important observation, the basic plan is free. Select a basic plan. Free plan is more than enough. We are creating an AWS account, basic plan. Basic plan is free for a period of 12 months. How many months? If you create an AWS account, that particular account that is a basic account, you can use it for free for a period of how many months? 12 months. So select the basic plan. That's more than enough to learn DevOps and AWS. Enter your role of interest. Enter your platform. And you get a thank you message saying that you have completed the process of creating a new AWS account. Once you are done with creating a new AWS account, as usual, log into AWS by entering your email address and mobile number. The first page, what you get is AWS Management Console. That's managed, and then you can clone services and you can go proceed and choose the service and start working with AWS. Am I clear? See, it's pretty simple. It is pretty simple. Am I clear in showing you how to create a new AWS account? If you are clear, please type yes in the chat box. Are you clear in learning how to create a new AWS account? It is pretty simple. I'll be sharing this document to you along with the recording in the WhatsApp groups. Please use this document. If you're not having an AWS account, within no time, go ahead and create a new AWS account. It just takes 10 minutes of time if you're following the right process. Do not use RuPay card. Please make sure that the debit card is enabled for international transactions. Keep this in mind. Creating an AWS account is as simple as that. Thank you. Let's stop the chat so that we can focus on the training. Perfect. Done. We are done with creating an AWS account. Thank you very much for your responses. Let's move on to our agenda. What is a prerequisite to learn DevOps? What is the prerequisite? We already have mentioned in the previous session. The prerequisite is that you should be comfortable with Linux environment. You should be comfortable with basics of Linux. Okay, so you need to learn Linux. If you are happy, if you already know Linux, that's well and good. It's good. But if you're not comfortable with Linux, we'll be learning, spending some time making ourselves comfortable with Linux, making ourselves hands-free with Linux. Okay, let's say I want to learn Linux. Friends, tell me. Listen here. I want to learn Linux. Can I learn Linux in this laptop? Tell me. Can I learn Linux in this laptop? No, not at all. This is a Windows operating system, isn't it? My laptop is installed on Windows operating system. Obviously, you cannot learn Linux here. Okay. Option 1, try to understand, especially beginners. Option 1, as you want to learn Linux, but your laptop is installed with the Windows. Option 1, format your laptop. Because what you need is a Linux operating system. Format your laptop and install Linux. Perfect. So that you can learn Linux. Your plan is to learn Linux. Why do you need Windows? Format your laptop and install Linux so that you can start learning Linux on your laptop. This is option 1. Option 2, this is more better option. Instead of formatting the laptop, okay, you can install Linux on VMware. I hope many of you already know this, but let's have a quick discussion. This is your laptop, isn't it? The hardware layer. What operating system you have installed on your laptop? What operating system is installed on your laptop? Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. Windows operating system, Windows 7, Windows 10, whatever it is. Okay. Now, can you see there's a software called VMware? It's a virtualization software. So I am not formatting the laptop. This is a better solution. I have installed Linux on VM, virtual machine. Let's start this. Can you see VMware? VMware is a tool. It's a virtualization platform. So I have installed which tool on my Windows operating system? Can you see here? I have installed VMware. Okay. Okay. What is installed on my Windows 10? VMware. It's a virtualization platform. On top of VMware, I have created a Linux machine. I have created a Linux machine. You can see here. I open VMware. You can see Red Hat Linux. I'm starting my Linux machine. Within no time, your Linux machine will be up and running. Thanks for the count. Your Linux machine is ready. You are ready with your Linux machine. Did we format the Windows machine? Tell me, did we format the Windows machine? No, not at all. We have installed Linux on VMware. Now here I can happily open the terminal and I can start Linux commands. ls is a file command which helps you to see list of all the files. Exit to close the terminal. So we have, this is one solution. Are you understanding? This is one solution. Once you're done practicing your Linux, you can stop, pause your Linux machine and close your VMware. You're back to your actual operating system. This is more comfortable, right? Whenever you want to practice Linux, you can open VMware. Once you're done practicing, you can stop the VMware and they can come back to actual operating system. Clear? So this is more better option. So you have the virtual, you have two environments. The actual environment is Windows 10. The virtual environment is Linux. Like this, the VMware is a virtualization software using which you can create virtual machines. Clear about this? Okay. Whenever you want to create a virtual machine, in our example, what is a virtual machine? The actual machine is Windows 10. The virtual machine is Linux. Whenever you want to create this kind of virtual machines, you can create a Linux machine. You can also create a Mac operating system on VMware. You want, you can do that. Okay. Whenever you want to create a virtual machine on, whenever you want to create a virtual machine on VMware, this particular virtual machine needs to have three important hardware components. You need to allocate three hardware components. You need to allocate RAM. You need to allocate a processor. You need to allocate a hard disk drive. These are the three important components every virtual machine should have. Yes, the Linux machine which I've just shown you are having these three hardware components. I'll show you quickly. Every Linux machine, every virtual machine, in fact, needs three hardware components. What are the three hardware components? RAM, processor, and hard disk. Look at the virtual machine which I have just shown you. Look at the virtual machine I have just shown you. Yes, this is the virtual machine which I have. Look at the settings. Memory, how much memory refers to RAM. How much RAM I have allocated? 4 GB RAM. How much RAM I have allocated, friends? How much RAM I have allocated? 4 GB RAM. How many processors I have allocated? How many processors allocated? 2 processors I have allocated. Virtual process. How much hard disk space I have allocated? Hard disk, 60 GB of hard disk. Okay, so when you save some files, that will be saved in the 60 GB of hard disk. If you run the Linux machine, it will consume for 4 GB of RAM. My actual RAM is 8 GB laptop. My laptop is actually having 8 GB memory. 50% I have allocated to the Linux machine. My laptop is coming with the 500 GB of hard drive, out of which 60 GB of hard drive I have allocated to Linux machine. So Linux machine needs hardware components. So you have allocated some part of hardware from your from your laptop to the VMware, so that it using that particular hardware configuration which you have allocated, the virtual machines runs. That's how the virtualization technology works. Okay, now this is one way. Why are we learning all this? Because we need a Linux environment. Friends, try to understand. Why are we learning all this? Because you need a Linux environment. Okay, option 1 is to format and option 2 is to use VMware. This is more better. Whenever you want, you can learn Linux. Whenever you want, you can come back to Windows and do your day-to-day activities. And option 3 is much more interesting. Option 3 is much more interesting. Option 3 is much more interesting. You can create the same Linux machine on AWS cloud platform. The Linux machine which I have just shown you on VMware, the same Linux machine, you can create it on AWS cloud. You don't need to allocate your RAM of your laptop. You don't need to allocate hard disk from your laptop. Already AWS is having their data centers. They have terabytes of RAM, millions of CPUs, zettabytes of hard disks. They have their hardware ready with us. You can use their hardware and create machines as per your requirement. That's more interesting. You don't need to allocate hardware from your laptop. You can create virtual machines on AWS cloud. So what I want to do, because this is DevOps on AWS cloud platform. So what I want to do, I want to create Linux on AWS cloud platform. I want to create Linux on AWS cloud. So in this session, we'll be learning how to create a Linux machine. Finally, you need a Linux machine to practice Linux commands. That's the reason we are learning all this. So I'll be showing you how to create a Linux machine. We'll not be learning Linux on VMware. We'll be creating a Linux machine on AWS cloud in soon. Not only just creating a Linux machine on AWS cloud. One step is to learn how to create a Linux machine. Second step, from your personal laptop, how to connect to that Linux machine. Not just creating, you should be able to successfully connect. That's also important. You have step 1, you need to learn how to create a Linux machine on AWS cloud. Step 2, you should also learn how to connect. If you're creating a Linux machine, if you're unable to connect, that's useless. You should also learn how can you connect to that AWS cloud, and we'll be starting the Linux commands. That's what our agenda. Look at our PPT. We already have covered how to create a new AWS account. Now we'll be seeing soon how to, as you are now comfortable creating an AWS account, go ahead and create a new AWS account after today's session, and then also go ahead and create a Linux machine. Now I'm showing you how to create a Linux machine on AWS cloud. Clear? Clear about this? That's the best approach. Our approach is always on AWS cloud. So we'll be learning how to create a new AWS on a new Linux machine on AWS cloud. That's our plan for our session now. Any questions? Rajeshwar, what happened? You have dropped your hand. Muppa Virendra, good evening.
Hi, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, sir. I actually, as you told just now regarding that VMware workstation, so I tried just clicking on download, but my machine is laptop is Windows machine. So, so is that Linux is pre-installed in that VMware workstation? Or,
Linux is not pre-installed. I have manually spent half an hour time to create a Linux on VMware platform. Okay, you will not get it automatically. Clear?
Oh, okay.
I have installed VMware, and then I have spent some time created a Linux machine on VMware. Okay, and that's the result is okay, Virendra.
So that means like we need to separately have this dump OS.
You have
dump
to have
is,
it. You have to have it. Yes. Otherwise, you cannot create.
That's it.
Yes. Good. Thank you. 191490. How are you? Yes, you are in unmute. May I know your name? If you're not having any questions, please do not raise your hand. Joydeep Mukherjee. You are now allowed to unmute. Can you hear me, Joydeep?
Unmute. Yeah, hello.
Hi, Mukherjee. I can hear you.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Yes, your question, please.
Yeah.
Am I clear showing you how to create a new AWS account?
Yeah. I am clear. I am clear.
You have an AWS account, or you?
Yeah. I already have.
You already have it. Very good. Okay.
Yeah, I already created a Linux VM as well.
Perfect.
So
yes, your question.
actually, whatever we did, all those things we will do on the Linux machine only, na?
Whatever we have did, what did we do?
Whatever we will do on for DevOps related, all those things we will perform on the Linux machine only.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
Majority will be using Linux operating system because generally servers will be on Linux, isn't it, Mukherjee?
Okay. Understand. Yeah.
Anything more?
Yeah, and another query I have: you take any AWS training?
Yes, I take AWS training.
So I will call you later. Okay.
Thank you. Shivani. Good evening.
Good evening, Sunil.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing well, thank you.
So my question is in this case, so as you told that we can also install Linux with the help of like in AWS as well. And the second one is with the help of VMware, right? So the thing is that
Option 2 is VMware.
Yeah.
Option 3 is the same Linux machine. You can create it on AWS cloud.
Yes. So I have a Ubuntu. So can we do Linux on that? Is it possible?
Your laptop is installed with Ubuntu.
Yes,
You can do that.
I can do that, right? Okay.
Yes, you can do that because our plan is to learn Linux, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So you can use your current Ubuntu machine to practice Linux. But Shivani,
Yes.
we should be familiar with AWS, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, yes, right.
So when you will be familiar only when you start working with AWS environment, isn't it? So please do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
use Ubuntu, which is there on your personal laptop. Instead, create a Linux machine on AWS, connect to that Linux machine, and then start practicing Linux on AWS. That's recommended. Got it?
Okay.
Because we
Yes.
have to be familiar with AWS cloud, isn't it?
Okay.
Please do not use your operating system.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And now in the coming session, as a coming point, what is the next point? Linux mission, creating Linux mission, isn't it, Shivani?
Yes,
I'll be
yes.
showing you how to create an Ubuntu. The same Ubuntu,
Yeah.
you'll get it on AWS. Okay. So do
Yeah.
not use Ubuntu of your laptop. Please use Ubuntu on AWS.
Yeah, just wanted to just cleared it out whether we can do it on that.
You can do it. You're welcome because both are equally same.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
more?
No, that's it.
May I know
Thank
your
you.
location and your experience?
So I'm from and now in Bangalore, and my experience is 2.6.
On which platform?
So in service based.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Sunil.
Hi, Mukherjee.
I have another query. I am in .NET development background, so I am more than 9 years working on .NET development. So DevOps is help me to move to the next level.
Yes,
my
I have
career.
seen many developers getting into DevOps team. Okay.
Okay.
Developers can get into DevOps team. Linux administrators and operations team, network administrators, they are also welcome to DevOps. Okay. Anybody?
Okay.
If you're getting good in skill sets, you can be available on AWS Cloud. Okay, Mukherjee?
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. One more question.
Hey, hi Sunil.
Yeah. Vidyananda, how are you?
Yeah, fine. Hope you're doing good. And finally, I got chance. I'm waiting for yesterday. Okay, I'm
Thank
having
you.
around 5.5 years of experience. I'm from Hyderabad, so
Okay.
I want to be pretty straightforward and just want to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
Hi Sunil. As I hear, your training is around 45 days, right? So
yes.
Is it only till Monday to Friday, or on weekends as well?
It is 45 working days.
Working days. So it's not on
That
Saturdays
means
and
it will
Sundays, right?
be close to 2 months.
Yeah, got it. So, I mean, I'm not sure whether it is time to ask or not. The thing is, we are seeing many of the training centers outside as well, where they're conducting for 2 months, including weekends as well. So they're spending much time and much days and much hours as well. May I know, like, the reason behind?
The reason is
spending less hours
they are clubbing the AWS topics and DevOps topics together.
Acha, okay.
What we are doing, we are doing it separated. AWS, we have spending approximately 20 hours on AWS. That's exclusively separate course. DevOps exclusively separate course. That's what we are doing. The other part, other institutes, they're clubbing it and making it as 90 hours or 85 hours. That's the difference. Okay, go through the content.
So the depth of the subject, yeah, I saw the course content. Yeah, it's good as well. I mean, this is one of the question I'm having from yesterday.
I hope I have cleared
the number of plus hours. Yeah, and one more thing, I'm from QA background. Even I had trained in automation testing. I'm having not much knowledge. I'm having good knowledge, but as my experience increases, I didn't got the opportunity in few of the projects, so I'm unable to clear the interview. So I'm at the same time, I just want to shift my domain as well, since it is getting much advantages. It's good.
It's good. Anybody can switch into DevOps. Okay, Divyanda, please. So you have to acquire both the skills, AWS skills and DevOps skills.
So you mean we need to join on the morning batch as well as this batch, right?
Yeah, every 20 days we start a new batch. You can join the existing batch or you can wait for the next batch to get started. Okay, it's up to you. You can learn anything. You can learn. I can see many participants are doing AWS first and then coming to DevOps. I have seen vice versa. First learning DevOps and then getting into AWS. Both are equally good. But I am sure whatever I'm training, even though you're completely zero in AWS, you'll understand whatever we are learning in our day-to-day DevOps close. But I strongly recommend to also join the exclusive AWS training to have that weightage on your profile.
Sure. One last question. Like, I am not aware of this batch of 6th July AWS. Is it okay if I join from now, or should I wait for the next batch?
You better wait. You can join the existing batch if you feel comfortable. You can continue it, or wait for the next batch. Okay. Why don't you try it tomorrow morning at 6:30?
Sure. Yeah, I tried today, but it was ended in the middle. Yeah,
yes,
got it.
you are right. Okay.
Yeah, you can continue with the
Vidya.
course. I don't want to waste the time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I hope you have clear.
Because one more thing is, I mean, keeping in the mind all kind of people, the session is going. It's good, very, very good. But sometimes, okay, you know, where need to spend much time, it would be good over there, and where need to less, it would be much. So
yeah, we have to balance it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, we are done.
Yeah, Sunil, sorry.
Yes, Mahesh. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Last question.
Yeah.
So you're not taking, once it's completion, you're not taking any scenarios like current infrastructure. We are migrating to taking one server, one switch, like that, and migrating to AWS.
You are talking regarding AWS.
Correct. Means current infrastructure. If any client is moving to AWS, how they
we already have discussed about the scenarios, and those scenarios, the live projects we have discussed, and all those recordings are available on a Telegram group. Okay, so please follow that. Okay.
Okay. But that is not related to this course, I guess.
That is related to AWS.
No. When you started this AWS, I'm there. This whatever 6:30 morning every day you're taking time. In that I was also part of that. I'm also part of that.
1 month back we have completed a live project, and that is available in Telegram.
If I want to, I'm freshly. Again, you will take that also, right? In future, I think.
The same project. It's not the same project. It's a different scenario. Okay, we are planning it in next week.
That's all.
But anyways, you can go through the older ones of the project scenarios in the Telegram group. Thank you.
It will be available. So I will.
It is available.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll check. Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Let's move on. We are done creating an AWS account. Let's proceed. Creating a Linux machine on AWS. Okay. How can we create a Linux machine? Look at this diagram. We are now learning how can we create a Linux machine on AWS. Okay. Look at the process. First, log into AWS Cloud. It is asking you to complete the sign up because we have clicked on creating a new account. But let's log into our existing account. I'm logging into my existing account. I have logged into the AWS Management Console. What's your plan? Your plan is to create a Linux machine. Whenever you want to create these kind of virtual machines, it could be you can create a Linux machine on AWS Cloud. Similarly, you can create as I told you, if required, you can create a Windows machine. You can create a Mac operating system, the Apple Mac operating system, whichever you want, you can create it. If you want to create these kind of virtual machines on AWS Cloud, you need to use a service called as EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud is a service which is used to create a virtual machines on AWS Cloud. So you have to use this service. AWS Cloud is nothing but collection of services. There are close to 250 services. It's a collection of services, but EC2 is the name of the service which helps you to create a new virtual machines on AWS Cloud. So as I told you, AWS is a collection of services. Go to services, select the first service. As you can see here, virtual servers on the cloud. You want to create a virtual server, fine. Server is nothing but environment. Don't think more. So, and then you are into the EC2 dashboard. You are in which service? You are now in the EC2 dashboard. Go to instances. Instances are nothing but virtual machines. As you can see, this is already machine which I already have created. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be using this machine in the coming batch. So don't worry about this. In case if you're logging in for the first time, you get 0 missions. You do not have any instances. Okay, so right now I have one instance which I have using it for previous batch, but here you'll not find any instances. Let's now go ahead and create a new instance. Instance is nothing but virtual machine. Instance is nothing but virtual machine. So I'm going ahead and creating a new instance. Which instance you want to create? You want to create Linux machine. Okay, you have here option of launch instances. Here you have an option of launch instances. Click on launch instances. Creating an instance, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-step process. Creating a virtual machine on AWS cloud is a 7-step process. Okay, so let's learn clearly. Most of the steps are default. Most of the steps are default. Step 1 is default. Step 2 is step 3 is default. Step 4 is default. Step 5 is default. Step 6 is also default. So do not worry about this. Creating an instance is very, very simple. Step 1 is choosing an Amazon machine image. Step 1 is nothing but choosing an Amazon machine image. In simple words, it's choosing an operating system. You're creating a virtual machine, no doubt. Which operating system you want? You want to create a Windows machine? Do you want to create a Linux machine? So step 1 is choosing Amazon machine image. In simple words, it's nothing but operating system. Okay. So what operating system? There are different flavors of Linux. You can see, go ahead with creating Amazon Linux. If the AWS is providing you Red Hat operating system, SUSE Linux, whichever the Linux you want, you can proceed. This time I want to create an Ubuntu flavor. So I'm going with Ubuntu. And make sure whatever the operating system which you're selecting is eligible for free tier. Observe, make sure that's eligible for it. There's few operating systems which are not eligible for free tier. Observe, there are few operating systems which are not eligible for free tier. So do you remember what we have created is a free tier account, a basic account. So please make sure that you get the free tier option. So I want to create, yes, you are right. I want to create an Ubuntu machine. Step 1, select the operating system. Step 2, read the step 2, instance type. You need to select the type of the instance. AWS provides different types of instances. AWS provides different types of instances. You can see here T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium, T2 large, hell out of instance available. But the only instance which is eligible for free tier, have you observed? The only instance which is eligible for free tier is T2 micro. And as I told you, what we have created is a free tier account. So T2 micro is more than enough. You may have a question, what do you mean by T2 micro? These types of instances are nothing but referring to hardware configuration. Referring to hardware configuration. Look at this. We are creating a Linux machine. What is the configuration of this Linux machine? Your question can be, what is the RAM of this Linux machine? RAM refers to memory. What is the hard disk of this Linux machine? How many processors this Linux machine is having? So this hardware configuration is dependent on the instance type what I have selected. So I'm selecting what instance? T2 micro. That means it comes with 1 CPU and 1 gigabyte memory. This Linux machine which we are creating, as I have selected T2 micro, that means this is having 1 gigabyte memory and how many processors? 1 processor and hard disk. And hard disk information you will get it in storage when you deal with step 4. So anyways, that's coming soon. Okay, so instance type is all about the hardware configuration of the Linux machine. So my Linux machine is 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Next. Number of instances. Step 3 is all about number of instances. In a single shot, you can go ahead and create 10 machines also. So it's all about number of instances. Take the default. I want only 1 instance. Coming to storage, AWS is providing you 8 GB of storage. Storage is nothing but the hard disk. Now you got the entire configuration. The Linux machine configuration, which we are creating on AWS cloud, is coming with 1 GB RAM and 1 processor and 8 GB of hard disk. Fine. And you're not allocating RAM from your laptop. You're not allocating hard disk from your laptop. We are using the RAM of AWS data center. We are using the hard disk of AWS data center. We are using the processor from AWS data center. So that's important. You're consuming the hardware of AWS cloud and creating the mission as per your requirement. That's the beauty. So step 5, take the default. Step 4, take the default. Step 5, tags. Tags are providing the name. You can do it later. Don't worry. Security group. This is important. Step 6 is security group. Please try to understand. Let's say you're done with creating a Linux mission. Let's say you're done with, assume that you have done with creating a Linux mission. Once you have completed creating a Linux mission, what will be the next step? What will be the next step? Obviously, next step is you want to connect to that Linux mission so that you can start learning Linux. Once the machine is created successfully, obviously, naturally, the next step what you do is to connect to that Linux machine. Okay, you can successfully connect to the Linux machine only when you can successfully connect to the Linux machine only when port is open. What should be open? Port is open. Okay, port is something like a gate. You can successfully connect to the Linux machine only when what is open? The port should be open. Port is nothing but point of communication, gate, a gateway of communication. I'll give you a simple example. You buy a pen drive. You buy a pen drive. You want to use a pen drive. You will connect pen drive to USB port. Do you agree? In your laptop, there will be something like a USB port. You will connect to USB port. So port is point of communication. You want to connect your laptop to your television. You will connect to HDMI port. Port is a communication. HDMI port. Ports are communications. Gateway of communication. So in the same way, you can connect to the Linux only when the port is open. It is recommending you. You're not doing anything. It is recommending you that you need to open SSH port. For Linux, we'll be using SSH port. What type of port? SSH port needs to be open. So you don't need to do anything. Take the default. So that I just want to show you explain you the importance of security group. Security group is all about mentioning what port is open. So SSH port will be open for this Linux machine. Well and good. Review the details. Review all the steps. You are creating an Ubuntu operating system with this is the configuration and this is the storage. Got it? You are done with all the details. Click on launch. When you click on launch, a very important experience, it will ask you to download KeyPair. Friends, once you are done with the process of creating a Linux machine, at the last step, it will ask you to download a KeyPair. Quick reference, KeyPair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. KeyPair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. It will ask you to download a KeyPair. Okay, so let's experience it. Then we'll learn what is KeyPair. Click on launch. Do you want choose an existing KeyPair? Can you see here? Read this. Choose an existing KeyPair. Create a new KeyPair or create a new KeyPair. Please proceed creating a new KeyPair. KeyPair name can be anything. KeyPair name can be anything. It can be anything. Let's say it can be my name, Sunil, with today's date 21 KP. You can write anything. I want to end the file with the name KP. So this is the name of the KeyPair which I want to provide. Download the KeyPair. You have to download the KeyPair. Careful where you are downloading the KeyPair. Let's say I want to download the KeyPair in desktop. I'll be creating a new folder with the name DevOps. Sorry. I'm creating a new folder with the name DevOps 430. This is the name of the folder. In this particular desktop, the DevOps 430 folder, I am saving the KeyPair. Please observe. Done. What is the file extension? Now you got to know that the file extension is .pem. Very good. Launch instances. Your instances are successfully launching. Scroll down, view instances. Yes, this is the new instance which is still pending. It will take 1 minute of time for the machine to get created. So as is the first machine which we have created, let's name it as, you can name it, any name you can write it. I'm writing it as machine 1. You have AWS account. As you have AWS account, you have connected to a service called as EC2. Inside the EC2, you have created a virtual machine, and this is a Ubuntu machine which is running on AWS data center. Clear? Clear about this? Did we successfully create a new Linux machine? Isn't it? When you're creating a Linux machine, observe it will ask you to download a key pair. That's important. Key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem. Fine. And it is previously pending. Now it has taken some time. The machine is up and running. You have successfully created a Linux machine. Question number 1, where is this machine running? Friends, where is this machine running? This machine is running in Mumbai data center. Can you see here? Can you see at the top, right side top? You can clearly see that this particular machine is running in Mumbai data center. Fine. Now, I am from Hyderabad. Not just creating a Linux machine, you should able to successfully connect to the Linux machine. You should able to connect to the Linux machine. How do we connect? How do we connect? Whenever you want to connect to Linux machine, we use terminal. Terminals are used to connect to Linux machine. So you need a terminal. We need a terminal using the terminal you can connect to the Linux machine. The terminal which I be using in today's session is called Git Bash. What is the terminal which I need to connect to the Linux machine? There are many terminals we can also connect using PuTTY terminal, but now I want to show you a terminal called as Git Bash. You need a terminal to connect to Linux machine. So obviously you need to install this terminal on your personal laptop. You have to have Git Bash installed. If you're not having Git Bash on your laptop, go to Open Google. Search for Git Bash download. Don't take the advertisement, take the first link. My laptop is Windows, so select the operating system. Done. The terminal is downloaded. And observe here, it's an exe file. Obviously, if it's an exe file, you have to install it. Just click on next, 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 next. Take all the defaults. Take all the defaults and click on install terminal. What terminal we are installing? Please observe we are installing Git Bash terminal on your personal laptop. You have to do that. Recommend. To get the best of the training, please do hands-on. To get the best of the training, please do hands-on. Just follow whatever we are learning day-to-day classes. Make that as a habit. Just takes 1 minute of time. So repeat again, what is the need for a terminal? To connect to Linux machine, you need a terminal. So the terminal which will be using, that is Git Bash. So in no time, the terminal will be installed on the personal laptop. That's it. You're done. Completed. Finished. Terminal is done. Now you know the terminal which will be used to connect to the Linux machine which is running on AWS cloud is Git Bash. Git Bash is successfully installed in our laptop. Fine. Next, how to connect? If you want to connect, friends, if you want to connect to Linux machine which is somewhere running in Mumbai, you need to use SSH command. You need to use SSH command. What command is used to connect to Linux machine? SSH command is used to connect to Linux machine. So how to write an SSH command? You don't need to write the SSH command. AWS provides you the SSH command. Look at this. Select the machine which you want to connect. I want to connect to this machine one which I just now created. Select the machine, click on connect. Can you see here, you get the SSH command. This is the SSH command. You don't need to type it. SSH command provides by AWS. You have now the SSH command with you. You have now the SSH command with you. This SSH command will help you to connect to the Linux machine. And where should run this command? You should not run it on your notepad. You have to run this SSH command in the terminal. What terminal? Yes, you are right, git bash. So open the terminal. Very important point. You have to open the terminal, and where should open the terminal? Remember, when you have created an AWS Linux machine, have you observed when you have completed creating a Linux machine, at the last it will ask you to download a PEM file? Have you remembered at the last when you have completed Linux machine creation, at the last it is asking you to download a PEM file? So where did you download it? I think I have created a folder called DevOps 430 in the desktop. So in this particular folder, observe. The PEM file is now available. Do you remember? Please remember where exactly you have downloaded the PEM file. PEM file key pair is nothing but a file with extension .pem file. Got it? So that is available in the desktop DevOps 40. So open the location. In this location, 1 minute. In this location, open the terminal. Right click here, you have an option called Open Git Bash. Clear? You can see Open Git Bash terminal. You need to open. Don't right click on the PEM file. I have seen many participants right clicking on the PEM file. No, do not right click on the PEM file. Do not right click on the PEM file. So you need to right click on the location where you have saved the PEM file. Right click on the location, open the terminal. That means your terminal should point out to the location where the PEM file is available. Your terminal is pointing to DevOps 430. In this particular location, the PEM file is available. Now your terminal is ready. You have to run the SSH command in this terminal. SSH command is ready with you. You know how to get the SSH command. So copy this SSH command and right click and paste your SSH command. Press enter. It will ask you, are you sure you want to connect? Yes, I want to connect. You have successfully connected. You have successfully connected to a Linux machine running on Mumbai data center. I am from Hyderabad. You have successfully connected. How did you connect? Friends, how did we connect? We have connected using the terminal putty. What is the proof that you are connected? What is the proof that you are connected? Whenever you create a mission, we have just now created a mission, right? Okay. Every mission will have an IP address. Look at the IP address 172.31.44.154. Are you getting the same IP address 172.31.44.154? Yes, you are successfully connected to the Linux machine. Hooray! Yes, you are right. Where are we pointing in our agenda? You know how to create a new AWS account now. You also know not only just creating an AWS account, you know how to create a Linux machine on AWS. You know how to connect to the Linux machine. And you know the terminal which we have used for connecting the Linux machine is git bash, and using this terminal you have successfully connected to the Linux machine. Now you can learn Linux. Instead of learning Linux on your laptop, go ahead and create a Linux environment on AWS. Anyways, it's free. And not only just creating a Linux machine, you now know how to connect to Linux machine and make yourself comfortable on Linux commands. Once you're done practicing, let's say you are done with practicing the Linux commands, close the connection by using exit. The connection will be disconnected to your AWS account, and one more time exit to close the terminal. And once you're done practicing, please stop the instance. The instance is running. Don't directly sign out. Please stop the instance. Are you sure you want to stop the instance? Yes. I'll be using the same instance tomorrow. I'll be using the same instance tomorrow to learn Linux. That's the only prerequisite for DevOps. Clear about this? Yes. As we are done with our agenda, let's have a quick questionnaire before ending. Let's have a talk with Dinesh. Hi, Dinesh. Madhwal, good evening. You are allowed to unmute now. I can see two Dinesh Madhwal with the same name. Dinesh, you are allowed to unmute now. You have any question? No questions? Okay. Surabhi Shekhar.
Hey, hi, Sunil.
Hello, Surabhi.
Yeah, I just have
clear
one
about
question.
whatever we have discussed in today's session. Is this clear?
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I got to know everything that you have told today.
Thank
So my question is, actually, I have installed a Linux machine earlier on AWS console itself. So when you were selecting a pair, I mean, do we need to create every time a new set of pair for launching an instance, or can we use an existing
You can
one?
use an existing key pair also, as this is completely new for the first time. There are many newcomers. I don't want to confuse them, so I have used a new key pair. You can use an existing key pair, not a problem. Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine, thank you.
Anything more, Surabhi?
No, that would be all. That
Thank
was really nice that I have attended your session. So
Thank
I'm
you very much.
attending this from to yesterday itself, and that's really nice. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sunil, this is Kishore.
Hi, Kishore. Yes.
Actually, can we use PuTTY also for connecting the terminal?
Yes, there are multiple terminals which helps you to connect to Linux environment. I am using it bash. You can use
okay. Overall work is same if you use any terminal.
Any terminal is okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Vikas Sharma. I can see your hand raised, Vikas. You are welcome to unmute. Hello, Vikas.
Sunil, hi. Hi.
Your volume is little low.
Am I audible?
Yeah. Now it's better now.
Okay. Sunil, if we stop the instance, still it will be charged or not?
Good question. Still, it will be charged. Okay. If you don't want, I want this instance tomorrow, so that's the reason I have started, and tomorrow I can again start it and I can use the same instance. But if you want to avoid the bill, because we have to terminate it. Okay. When you don't want the instance permanently, please terminate it. Okay, Vikas?
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. I hope you have enjoyed this session. So what's our plan for tomorrow? I hope you know it. Jumping into Linux and making ourselves comfortable with the Linux day-to-day operations is very, very important key for tomorrow's session. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session at same time and same meeting link. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a nice day.